Hi, I'm Douglas Peacock and welcome to the second episode for the year. Today I'm going to look at how life is a game that is played internally and reflected externally in your reality. You may have heard the old saying, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. And this is what I want to go a little deeper into and show you how it may work for you. Now, you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, I've been doing the affirmations, being positive and trying to picture what I want. And well, to be quite honest, my life's still pretty shit at the moment. Now, so are you saying that I'm shit? Well, no, I'm not. But your reflection may be saying that's what you think about yourself. So, whoa, settle down a little bit here, Tiger. Don't get all fired up. Have a look at what's really going on here. If this causes a rise in you and you're still listening, and it's great, it shows that you're ready to change what you've been doing. This can be something of most rewarding for you, yet it can be very confronting at the same time because you've got to start being honest with yourself on what's actually really going on and it's internally. Your life is a reflection of what you believe to be true. A good example of this is kids' school reports. You know, the reports don't show where the child is now at the end of the term. It shows where the child was as they were working through the term. That's why we get our son to set his report up before he starts the term. So he's got a goal that he's aiming for, and we get the teachers on board. We go and talk to the teacher and we say, hey, he's wanting to get these grades this term. So what needs to happen for him to achieve that? And then we let them know that we're willing to help them to do whatever it takes for him to achieve the goal. And so we're setting him up to go for what he wants, not, oh, we'll get to the end and see, oh, geez, this is where I was. No, we go into it consciously creating. You know, we all run into obstacles or roadblocks in our everyday lives. Everyone does. It's just a natural thing that happens because we're growing. It's called life, and it's normally when we're growing and evolving that this happens. It's not so much about having the obstacles to overcome that you worry about. It's more about how you're responding to them. What's your attitude like? How are you showing up? I like to look at the universe as one big malleable mirror that is continuously reflecting back to us what we really believe to be true. Everything is a reflection of what we are believing within ourselves. And your energy field, so it's not just in the mind, it's what's in your field. What are the beliefs and stuff, emotions that are caught up in your energy field on how you respond to things. So what you focus on draws that towards you. And guess what? You manifest it into your reality. I hear a lot of people saying they want to have an abundance in their life. My reply is you already do have an abundance in your life. They would say, well, how come I don't have much money, or I have a bad relationship, or I'm unfit? You know, and I'd say to them, what is the thoughts that are going on that you keep thinking about the money or the relationships or your health? Oh, in the context of money, they quite often say, oh, that life's a struggle and I don't have enough money. And I'll say to them, well, what's your reality showing you? Well, that life's a struggle and I don't have enough money. And I say, so there you go. You have an abundance. It's just an abundance of what you're asking for. And you've just been going, oh, crap. I didn't realize that I was asking for that. So there's always an abundance there. It's just, what are you asking for? How are you putting it out there? The universe is serving you perfectly. So one of the things that we look at here is we always take a moment to stop and look and say, okay, what am I getting an abundance of? What's my life showing me about myself? I've got a lack of money, or I have an abundance of money, or I have an abundance of friends, or I have an abundance of health and fitness. You know, I'm out there, I'm training, I'm doing really well for myself. Yet quite often we forget to have a look at it, and then we just start moaning and carrying on about what's wrong. Now, I'm not trying to be a smart ass here and put it in your face, but what I'm wanting to do is to remove the bullshit and let you cop it sweet so that you actually look at your reality. You have to stop and take responsibility to what's going on inside of you. Because remember, you're the one that will heal yourself. No one else heals anybody. And it's one of the things I see in working in the field of illness all the time. I see people that come to me and they say, oh, you heal me. And I go, no, I won't heal you. I heal nobody. I can show you where you're hanging on to the illness or whatever the energy patterns are doing because of your thinking and your beliefs and all that sort of stuff. And then we unravel it. And then you are able to release it once you see what you're attracting in. And epigenetics talks about this in great depth about we create our reality by what we believe. What environment are we soaking ourselves in? So what environment are you soaking yourself in? So one of the things to remember is it's not personal. It never is. The universe isn't personally trying to make your life tough or bad. It never is personal. It's just energy. It's just reflecting back to you how you're being, what you're thinking, how you're being. So the universe just reflects, and if you want good, you need to know yourself as good. If you want to be financially rich, then you need to know yourself as financially rich. If you want to have a loving relationship, you need to have a loving relationship within. If you want to be fit and healthy, you need to know yourself as being fit and healthy. So if you're at your life now, if you take a look at your life now where you're at, what does it look like for you? How are you treating yourself? What are you saying to yourself internally? How often are you judging yourself or beating yourself up? Or are you being loving and kind? And are you doing the behaviours that represent that? If you're not sure, look at how others treat you. If you don't know how to look at how you're treating yourself, look at how do you get treated by others. They mirror back to you how you treat yourself. And when you begin to start changing that and changing it within how you deserve to be treated, then the universe will reflect those changes back towards you. They are nothing more, people are nothing more than reflections of what's going on for you. So what could you be doing differently? This is why I love working with energy so much, because it's not personal and it can be an amazing teacher when you get to see that you are either learning from it or learning how to be better within it. Either way, you win. Here's an example of what I mean. My 11-year-old son, he plays tennis, and I took him down for a game, and he usually beats me, so it's it's no big threat to him that I can beat him in tennis. It's basically I don't play tennis, and so I'm taking him down there just to give him some hitting practice and game. And we were playing the game, and hey, for me, woohoo, I was winning. We were, and his shots, they kept going out. He kept overhitting it or into the net, and he was beginning to get frustrated with himself and me. So I stopped him and I said, hey mate, when you step onto a tennis court for a competition game, what's the purpose of you playing? And he says to me, well, to win, of course, Dad. And I said, that's right. And when your opponent is stepping onto the court, what do you think that they're wanting to do? Well, they want to win also. And I said, great. So you are both trying to achieve your goal. So it's not personal, them trying to beat you. They're just trying to achieve their goal. Now, the game of tennis is just an energy. Inside the rules of the game, you can do whatever you like with the energy. And I said to him, you have your coach who shows you how to do all the great techniques, hold the racket and hit the ball and all that sort of stuff. And you're improving and you're becoming a better player within the game of the energy of tennis. Your technique is you're learning how to master the energy of the game of tennis. Now, playing games against other people is how you are learning to be with it better. So you are learning to see where you measure up in the game of tennis. How good are you? It's like playing a computer game. How good are you? And you start at level 1 and you go up to the top. And as you begin to master the energy and keep moving towards the highest level, you get to play higher and higher people in competitions. I asked him, did he notice how certain tennis players can get angry and have tantrums? He said, yeah, he didn't like how they behaved. And I says, yeah, they forgot the first rule. It's not personal. The game isn't personal. The players aren't going out there to hurt each other. They're just going out there to try and win. And the people that remember that the best tend to get the better results. So he thought about it for a moment, and we went back to playing the game, and he ended up beating me again. But he had a lot more joy in himself. And one of the things that we've noticed about him playing tennis, when he's in a place of joy, he's at one with the energy, he's at one with the game, and he can just do some amazing shots that you just can't get back. So it's about bringing, in this case, him back to remembering it's not personal. He's just dancing with the energy of tennis. And he's very talented at it. So, go him. I look forward to watching him improve as he grows. And this happens in all areas of life. It's not just in tennis, it's for you. In any area of your life, the same rules apply. So we live in an abundant universe, and it's continuously giving you an abundance of what you believe. So if you're getting back, you need to pay attention to what's showing up for you in your life and how are you responding to it. Like I said before, you will always have obstacles show up in your life, and it's how you know you are growing. What's important is the attitude that you bring when responding to these obstacles. Here's a tip. If you're getting worked up or have resistance with something or someone, then you have an opportunity to grow. Look at where you're being caught. Where does it catch you? Is it them? Is it what they did? Is it what they said? Or is it how they behaved? Or is it how you're behaving? Is it someone, can you just walk into a place? And I used to do this in certain organisations. You could walk in there and it would trigger memories of trauma inside of me. And I had to learn to be able to lean into the trauma. And what the universe was showing me is where I was still caught in that energy of being a victim or taking it personally. And so this is where we look at it and you go, whoa, where am I getting caught here? So are you taking it personally? Remember, it's never personal. It's just energy. Is the energy there to teach you so that you can learn from it? Or is the energy helping you be even better and master the game that you're looking to master? Is it in your career and you're getting pushed? And are you being having to step into the uncomfortableness of being even better than where you've been before? Is in your relationship, are you having to open your heart up more and allow someone deeper into the love within inside yourself? What is it for you? Whereabouts is going? Whether you're learning from the energy or learning how to master it better, both are perfect. Something I always look at first when an obstacle is in front of me is I stop and ask, what am I believing within that has brought this situation into my reality? I then thank it. So I thank the universe for bringing it to my attention, because before it was brought to my attention, or before I had awareness of it, how the hell am I supposed to change it? I don't even know it's there. So I give thanks to the universe. I give gratitude to the universe. And then I release it. Now, one of the things about releasing it is God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, higher self, it already knows you're doing it. So there's no need to be embarrassed, because the universe already knows you're doing it. That's why it's showing it to you. So the thing is, you can allow yourself to release it. All it's doing is saying, hey, Doug, hey, wake up, dude. You keep doing this behaviour. And when I see it, I go, oh, geez, I'm doing this. God. And then I go, oh, and I hand it over. And they go, thank you. We've been waiting for you to get it. Cool. Go you. High five. And away we go. And then I get to choose again. And the universe goes, well, what would you much rather have? And so then we go about making a different choice. A common area that people have this play out is in their careers. We are energetic beings who are constantly drawing towards ourselves what we believe and what we desire. And for us to be drawing it towards ourselves, guess what's got to happen? Anywhere that we don't believe it to be true, where our new desire, which is vibrating up here, anywhere that we don't believe and can't match it, that shit's got to come to our face. We've got to get it out. And so the universe will create situations for you to be able to release it. So I've seen people who have lots of work on, they can be flat out, just have so much work. Gee, I don't know how I'm going to handle it. And all of a sudden their work starts drying up. They stop attracting to them clients and they start going, oh, geez, work's starting to get quiet. What the heck's going on? What have I done wrong? It's not that the clients aren't wanting to come. It's that they are unaware that they're still sending out a vibration or a signal that they don't want to get too busy. So the universe goes, okay, well, I won't send you any more work. And they allow yourself, they then start getting worried they aren't getting enough work. So then they start going, geez, I've got to get out there, get off my butt and go and find work. And so then all of a sudden they start changing their vibration and the universe starts opening the taps and the flow happens to them. You see this in relationships with people. People wanting to be in a relationship and they go, oh yeah, I want to be in a relationship. Well, not too close. And then they get in uncommitted relationships or relationships that may not be necessarily healthy. Or you keep finding you're meeting someone that's not available. If you keep meeting somebody that's not available, the question you've got to ask, what am I really saying? What am I really putting out there? Oh, that I'm not really available to be in a relationship fully. I don't want to go fully and commit to it. So you get people that won't commit to you. So you reflect it back to yourself. And it's just a good way to have a look at what's going on. Remember, it's a loving universe. If you don't want your work or you don't want that relation, the universe will take it away. Watch what you're asking for. A client once said to me that they were wanting a job and they wanted to get a promotion in their job, but they were scared that they wouldn't get it and that the management wouldn't think that they were able, were the right fit for it. And they said, so they were scared about it. And I said, that's not a problem. Did you still apply for it? And they said, yeah, they applied. And then they said, and then I was talking to Bob, and I told Bob about this. And they said that, don't bother, I don't know why you applied, you're not going to get the job. And they got really mad with what Bob had said. And I sort of laughed and I said to them, I says, why are you getting so angry? And they says, well, they shouldn't, Blimmin saying that about it. He's trying to put negative energy on me. And I says, no, he's not. All that Bob was being was the universe reflecting back to you what you'd been saying to it initially. You've been saying this inside that you didn't think you'd get the job because you didn't think you'd be good enough or whatever. And what he said, he just said it out loud. And one of the things that I like to get people to do is to actually listen to when someone says something to them and they get annoyed with it. They go, wow, that person actually said what I was saying to myself internally. It said it out loud. Wow, the universe is just showing me that I'm saying this shit inside. Trying to pay attention and start being nicer to myself. And the person, was just reflecting back what they'd said to themselves. So it wasn't personal. They weren't personally attacking them. They were just showing them what they were doing. And the person will be totally oblivious that they were being used by the universe in that way. But, it's what happens. It happens all the time. Whether it can be someone saying something, it can be you hear something on the radio, or a truck goes past, or a dog barks, or whatever it is. And it just hits it at that moment and you catch it and you see, wow, what's that? Let's pay attention. Watch the signs. They're always around us. And what happens is you just begin to start seeing what you've been thinking unconsciously. So you get an opportunity to be able to start changing it. Depending on how aligned you are, depends how fast you can turn things around. And often with my clients, I ask them to play this game with me, and they'll set themselves a task, or they'll want to achieve something. And this is some of the big executives that I play with, and I work with. I call it play work, same thing. And we'll be looking at getting some big deal across the line and that, and we'll be just playing with the energy. I say, okay, let's see how fast you can manifest this and bring this into reality. And what we do is we get them into the vibration of what it is and say, okay, let's see how fast you can make it happen. And they amaze me at the speed on how fast they can manifest stuff. Often I'll get an email or a message within an hour saying, yep, just achieved it. And this is getting business meetings with people in different parts of the world getting together, and all of a sudden it all just lines up because they become the vibration of being it. And the size of the desire doesn't matter. The universe doesn't measure everything. Oh, you can have this, or can't have that big one. The size doesn't matter to the universe. It's just flow. It's just energy. So just to recap, things that I want you to remember, just remember it's not personal. It's never personal. You are either learning from it, you're learning from the energy, or you're learning how to be with it better. So you're learning how to master it and grow. You are always in abundance. There is always an abundance around you. And if you do not like what you have an abundance of, take a look at what you're being shown by your reality. Have a look at your reality and say, well, hold on, what is the abundance I have of? I've got an abundance of negative people in my life. Well, if I've got an abundance of negative people in my life, geez, am I being negative? Probably are. Have a bit of a look at what you're saying to yourself. And you may go, oh, but I'm not negative externally. Yeah, but you may be negative internally. You may be a judgy pants on yourself. And so just allow yourself to have a look at it. You can then adjust what you've been doing and always be in gratitude. You know, gratitude is an amazing thing, but I'm not going to go into it now. I'll cover that on another day. So thank you for your presence, and if you got something out of this, please leave a comment and feel free to share it. I'm Douglas Peacock, and you can find me at douglaspeacock.com. So blessings and enjoy.